Welcome, everyone, to Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing. I am your host, Jason Ryland, and we're going to continue our discussion about pessimism versus optimism. I'm really excited about today's episode because we're going to dive right into improving your life with hope and positive thinking steps. This is a very exciting episode. Welcome. And if you like this, please follow us. We're on Spotify and Breaker and Podcasts and Anchor and iTunes. So wherever you get your podcasts, please follow us, share this with other like-minded individuals, and leave us a comment why you love our show. We're getting great reviews. And one of the things that I would like to invite you to go on at Ryland Media Group on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. It's just blowing up, guys. And thank you, everyone, for listening. So let's dive right in. So to sustain a healthy, happy lifestyle, it can seem like you're juggling an act sometimes, right? So maintaining this work-life balance, we hear that all the time in affiliate marketing or your entrepreneur goals, just your daily stuff, is that work-life balance, and that can be an art, right, in itself. So when you have the power of hope and you're optimistic about it and you have that positive thinking habits, we talked about that, you can keep your balance and do so with ease. So you're not so stressed out about the little things. So hope, optimism, and positive thinking all kind of sound the same, don't they? But they really have some differences. Now, having those differences, you have to keep remembering the mindset of each one of them, because they each have their own characteristics and they have their own built-in benefits. Now, let's look at the difference and how wonderful these benefits can optimal your life. Now, let's just dive right into the power of hope, right? Let's cover why it matters. Now, okay, let's look at the meaning of hope. For some, it's just wishful thinking, right? Hope is just wishful thinking. But for others, like for me, it's more of behind being hopeful. So you go through life with an expectation of how it should look, right? So yet life really delivers. When you're hopeful, life delivers something different. So you can make plans, and when something gets in your way of those plans, you take action on your other plan. That's what being hopeful is. Well, to me, there's something stands in your way of taking action on something, you take action on something else. And you're now making choices. So these circumstances that are beyond your control, things that happen beyond our, like job loss because of this pandemic and things like that, or things aren't working, divorce happens that you weren't planning about, relationship issues, things that change that you just had no control over. Now, one of the hardest, and I'm talking about the hardest things to do and to accept, is that we're not always in control. You have to understand that. However, the beauty of hope lies within what we can control and how we react to those things. Okay? So, when we take on being hopeful, we take back our power. listen to those key words, everyone. When we take on being hopeful, we take back our power. Now, the art of being hopeful allows us to understand just that. We cannot control the circumstances in this moment. We can take on a hopeful attitude for something better in the future. When we are hopeful, our actions emanate from that positive belief. Being hopeful puts us in the driver's seat, everyone, and we can head in a different direction at our choosing. Just because you have a roadblock doesn't mean you can't take action on something else. Okay? Now, that's when we step into, now we're hopeful. Now, we're going to step in this power of optimism. Okay? And why that matters. We're kind of getting there, aren't we? So, while being hopeful is essential, you gotta have it, and that helps you maintain that equilibrium that we talked about, that balance when life throws us that curve. Being optimistic, just a little different. The power of optimism is the key to sustaining. Now listen. So we have the balance, that equilibrium, which is our hope. Now, the optimism is the key to sustain a healthy balance. Keep that going in all the areas of your life, as work, relationships, career, health. And the best way to describe that would be to, let's say, if you have a positive expectation, a certainty that all the things will work out in your life and it will be the most best optimal result, right? So that's kind of where optimism lies. And the more optimistic you are, the more you expect to get those positive results. Excuse me, everybody. I get excited about the subject because it's so very true. And when you maintain an optimistic outlook, your brain attempts to produce results that are in alignment with your mindset. Remember we talked about before? What you think about most of the time is what ends up happening, or that's what you end up receiving. So if you're aligned with your mindset, your actions will stem from those beliefs. So if you're telling your mind to think about the positive way, the most positive outcome in every given situation, and you believe those things will work out for the best, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions will reflect that belief. Now we have hope, the equilibrium, we have that optimism to sustain that. Now we're going to go into the positive thinking, that intentional mindset of future goals, future wishes, future desires, and that optimism is a way of living a life from a habit of being to have a certain positive outcome. So that positive thinking is more of a conscious lifestyle, and I would venture to say that positive thinking is a precursor to living in an automatic way to living an optimistic life. So the power of positive thinking matters because it's a precursor to living with an automatic way of being or having an optimistic life. So we can conclude that positive thinking is a way of looking at a situation and finding the silver lining. Let me give you an example. Okay, so someone loses their job. That's a big one because of, now we're in affiliate marketing, we're building a business, things like that. Maybe you did lose your job because of the pandemic or whatever's going on. Now, you can view it as an ending of something or the beginning of something. Ooh, did I lose my job? Did it just end there? Or am I building on that and now it's turning into something else? So that possibility exists of finding even a better job or starting your own company, being an affiliate marketer, building a business, being an entrepreneur, doing whatever, being a philanthropist, doing whatever it is, being a bigger service to your community, whatever that it looks for you. So reframing something. Okay, so I'm getting kind of lost here because that's so important statement, and I keep wanting to go back to it again because even that's where people get stuck. And this is actually maybe part of another episode, but that's where people get stuck because when something ends, they think that's just the end, and usually it's the end of something. But it's also the beginning of something, and it could be something amazing. So that's what I wanted to say on that. So now you have to refrain from the negative. Okay, guys? It's because the power of positive thinking and seeing the potential gives you the power to see the possibilities inside yourself and inside your everyday experiences. That's amazing. Now, I'm going to leave you with that. Now, tomorrow, tomorrow we're going to dive into, is going to be our final episode. But I'm going to conclude today with, everyone, while we may not always be in control of our circumstances, we can control our mindset with the possibilities inside the power of hope, optimism, and positive thinking. That is one choice that is always yours. Now, you can rewind this and read it again or listen to it again. Actually, because I just said reading, I should put another book out just on that subject. Anyways, I want you all to tune in tomorrow. It's our final episode, and we're going to discuss ways to improve your health by being optimistic. Now, this is full spectrum, everybody. You got to tune in tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you want to continue the conversation about today's episode, find us on Ryland Media Group, on Facebook, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram. We're everywhere, and we want to help all of you have the most enriching life that you possibly can have. May you forever be richer. I am Jason Ryland, your host of Above and Beyond Affiliate Marketing, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.